Good evening. Typhoon Falcon has left the Philippine area of responsibility, according to the State Weather Bureau. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration says Falcon exited PAR at 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday. In its 5 p.m. bulletin, Falcon was spotted 835 kilometers northeast of extreme northern Luzon. Despite the typhoon's exit from PAR, Falcon continues to enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat, bringing rains over the western portion of Luzon. According to Pagasa, flooding and rain-induced landslides are expected, especially in areas that have experienced considerable amounts of rainfall the past few days. President Bongbong Marco says the country has enough supply of rice despite the agricultural damage left by Typhoon Egay in parts of Luzon and Visayas. Marcos, who serves as the concurrent Department of Agriculture chief, gave assurance that there is enough buffer stock of rice. He made the statement following a meeting with DA officials where they discussed Egay's impact on the country's agriculture sector.
Mukha naman, sa ngayon, the supply is okay. Yun lamang ay yung mga inputs pa rin ng agricultural inputs ay tinitignan natin na mabuti para tiyakin na hindi naman masyadong tataas ang presyo ng bigas.
The President revealed that they had also discussed preparations for the El Niño's effects on rice production. DA Undersecretary Mercedita Sombilia earlier said that the department is considering importing about 1.3 million metric tons of rice. Marcos noted the possibility of rice importation, especially during an emergency, but said it had to be studied carefully.
Magagawa na kami ng schedule kung saan tayo kukuha ng production, kung saan tayo bibili dito sa local, kung kailangan mag-import na naman tayo. Mabuti naman at sa usapan namin, nakita naman na ang pag-import natin ng bigas ay pababa naman ang pababa. Ngunit pagka may emergency na ganito, ay kailangan talaga natin tignan kung nangangailangan pa ng pag-import. Kaya yun ang aming pinag-aralan na mabuti.
The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council says Typhoon Egay and the southwest monsoon or habagat have brought destruction to agriculture sector estimated at 1.9 billion pesos. In a report on Tuesday, the NDRRMC says over 100,000 hectares of crops were ravaged in 8 regions due to the onslaught of Egay and the habagat. It adds that the weather disturbances disrupted the livelihood of at least 114,000 farmers. Meanwhile, in a press briefing, Department of Agriculture's Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa revealed that the most affected commodity was rice crops. This accounts for 950 million pesos of the said damage. Corn comes second with a total of 713 million pesos estimated worth of damage. De Mesa, however, assures the public that the DA has already implemented interventions in regions affected by Egay and the habagat. Senators have adopted a resolution condemning China's continued aggression in the West Philippine Sea. Resolution number 718 urges the Philippine government to take appropriate action in asserting its rights to its exclusive economic zone. It indicates that the Department of Foreign Affairs is expected to continue holding a dialogue with China to assert Philippines' sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea. If the incursions of China persist despite this effort, the DFA is urged to bring to international attention the issue of China's harassment of Filipino fishermen. The resolution states that the DFA should file before the United Nations General Assembly a resolution calling for the cessation of China's activities that harass Philippine vessels and violate Philippines' established rights. Line 1 and Line 2 of the light rail transit will implement a fare increase effective Wednesday, August 2. According to the Light Rail Manila Corporation, starting August 2, the adjusted minimum fare for LRT 1 will be 14 pesos, while the maximum fare would be 35 pesos for stored value cards. Meanwhile, the Light Rail Transit Authority says the LRT 2 would implement a minimum fare of 12 pesos and a maximum fare of 33 pesos for stored value cards. Both the LRT 1 and the LRT 2 would have a minimum fare of 15 pesos and a maximum fare of 35 pesos for single journey tickets starting August 2. The Department of Transportation previously said the fare hike is set to improve the facilities and services of the LRT-1 and LRT-2. Alen Stajcic will not return as coach of the Philippines women's national football team. This comes after Stajcic steered the Filipinas to a historic World Cup run. Team manager Jeff Cheng made the announcement Tuesday, 2 days after the Filipinas were eliminated by Norway in the final Group A match in New Zealand. Cheng adds that Stajcic assistant Nahuel Ararte will also part ways with the team. This after the contracts of both coaches expired at the end of the Dream World Cup campaign. Coach Stajcic was hired in late 2021 and steered the Filipinas to new heights by claiming a World Cup berth during last year's Women's Asian Cup in India. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Anti-Terrorism Council declares suspended Negros Oriental Representative Arnie Teves and 12 others as terrorists for alleged involvement in the Degamos Lake case and other killings. Typhoon Falcon exits Philippine area of responsibility. Coach Alen Stajcic parts ways with Philippine women's national football team after steering the Filipinas to a historic World Cup stint. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.